Hello everybody. So today we are going to do the second chapter, which is subject verb agreement. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Archie.
Okay. So now for the first chapter was articles, where we covered the words a, and the and null article, which were basically describing the type of object or subject we were referring to. Now, in this chapter, we are going to learn about two types of words, subject and verb, and how they relate to each other. Okay. So, for example, the subject is the person, animal, place, or thing that the sentence is about. It tells us who or what something does, which means that subject is about who the sentence is. For example, Nepal is a country. So then Nepal becomes the subject. Or I had rice, then rice becomes the subject. So subject is basically um, subject basically means that what the sentence is about, the main topic of the sentence. The second point is verb. So verb means the action or doing word in the sentence. Basically, what is being done in the sentence. For example, if I say I ate rice, so rice is the subject, but eating is the verb. So I ate rice. So ate is the verb. It tells us what happens to the subject, which means that what is the subject going through, basically. This will be more clear when we see examples. So in the sentence Ram runs, Ram is the subject because he's the person doing something, and runs is the verb because that is what Ram is doing. So one is the subject, which is Ram, and one is the verb, which is runs. Subject verb agreement means that the both subject and verb must match each other. Now, what we mean by that is Ram runs is a sentence, small sentence, but a sentence. Now, the sentence can also be Ram ran, or Ram will run, or Ram has run. So there, all of these forms are correct. But can I say Ram's run? No, because there is only one Ram. So what we need to make sure in English is that the subject and the verb must match each other. For example, if the subject is more than one person or a thing, it is plural and we must have a plural verb. Similarly, when a subject is singular, we must have a singular verb. So we will understand this also through examples. Now, if you see, the boy eats, the boys eat. So boy is singular. We are talking about only one boy. So eats means that the boy is having food. We cannot say the boy eat. But when we are talking about more than one boy, we say boys eat because we are talking about more than one boy. So we say boys eat. So that is how we kind of talk about these verbs. Okay. Now, coming to basic rules of subject verb agreement. Now, some of this is intuitive, but just like articles, we will cover some basic rules so that we are never wrong in terms of questions for this particular topic. So, the first and foremost and very simple rule is that we use a singular verb when the subject is only one person or thing. For example, Ram plays football. Ends with an S. The dog barks loudly. A cat drinks milk. So, whenever we are talking about one person or one thing or one animal or one country, we end the verb with S, like plays, barks, drinks, because that is how it's spoken. So, it won't be Ram play football, it will always be Ram plays football. Now, if there's a plural subject and a plural verb, that means that there is more than one person or thing. For example, Ram and Sita play football. The dogs, we are talking about multiple dogs, so bark at night. The children, now we are talking about multiple children, run in the park. So here what will happen is that we use a singular verb. What we mean by singular verb is that there is no S. Okay, that there is no S. Now, this is the most simple rule of subject verb agreement. One subject means that we use a verb with S. Um, multiple subjects, we use a verb which does not end in S. But there are some special rules and situations which we have to take care of. So the first rule is that the subjects are joined by and. So whenever the subjects are joined by and, for example, Ram and Sita play football, the verb is about more than one subject. So whenever we are talking about and, for example, two people we talk about, so that means that there are more than one. For example, rice and dal are tasty dishes. Because we are talking about rice and we are talking about dal, we use are. We don't use is. Hari and Shyam walk to school together. We don't use walks because we are talking about more than one. It's just a clarification of the main rule that if there are more than one, then we use this form of the verb, are and walk. We don't use is and walks. For example, but there are some exception when we use and but we still use is, in which case it becomes a singular verb. So this is a slightly tricky rule. When this happens is that when two objects are separated by and but they become one object. For example, bread and butter. Yes, bread and butter are two different things, but bread and butter, when I'm talking about it as something to eat, it's a snack, right? It's something which I eat together. So it's actually one thing, bread and butter. So I say bread and butter is my favorite snack because I'm eating it together. I'm not referring to two different things. I am referring to bread and butter as one thing. For example, Tom and Jerry is my favorite show. I won't say Tom and Jerry are my favorite show because yes, it's Tom and Jerry, but I'm referring to one show which features both of them. Second example is fish and chips is popular in many countries. So many countries, foreign countries, unlike ours, fish and chips is eaten on a regular basis. So that's just one dish, fish and chips. It's not two separate dishes. So instead of are, we use is. Okay. Now, the second thing is that when we use subjects which are joined by or nor. Okay. So whenever we use a subject which is joined by or nor, we you should use the verb which matches the subject closer to it, which means that whichever word is coming closer or towards the end of the sentence or closer to the verb, we use the verb according to that. Now an example of that would be if you see neither Ram nor his friends, matlab not even Ram, not even his friends are here. Now the verb we chose is are, not is. So this verb agrees with friends because friends is coming later. Okay? Now, but if we say neither his friends nor Ram is here, just if we flip the same sentence, we use is. because Ram is coming closer to the verb. So if we use friends, there are more than one friend, so it's are. If we use Ram, which is one person, then we use is. Okay. All of this will be clear when we see examples towards the end of this session, when we are doing an interactive question answer session. Now we are seeing collective nouns. So collective nouns refer to families, groups, or teams like the cricket team or anything, which can be considered singular or plural depending on context. Which means is that the nouns can be singular or plural depending on how we are using them. For example, if we say the family is large, here we are talking about family as one unit. So we say is large, but the family are eating dinner together. Here we mean ki multiple people from the same family are sitting down and eating together. So we are not talking about family as one group or characterizing one trait of a group. We are in fact saying that multiple members of this group are eating dinner. So that's why they are doing things individually. That's why we use are. For example, Indian cricket team won the match. So there we will use is. But if we say that Indian cricket team is having dinner, so then we'll say are, not is. Indian cricket team are having dinner because we are talking about each member separately. Okay. The team wins the match, what I said, which is team considered one unit. The team argue among themselves. Now we are talking about multiple members of the same team um, fighting among themselves. So that's why it becomes team argue among themselves. So team members are treated separately. Now coming to portions. So portions means that how much of something are we having? Like I will have some rice. I will have a lot of rice. I will have all of the rice. So here the rules depend on the noun which is following them. For example, some of the cake is tasty. Now we are talking about some, only some part of the cake. And cake is singular, that's why we use is. Some of the cakes are tasty. Now we are talking about multiple cakes. That okay, we have five cakes for five people's birthdays, but only two of the five are tasty. So we use are, not is. The questions, as you can see, will be to use the correct form of the verb as per the subject. So now all of the water is gone. Now, if somebody's house the water goes, we are talking about water as one unit. That's why it's is. All of the books are new. We are talking about multiple books. So we use are. Okay. Now there are some peculiar cases, weird cases when subjects seem plural but are singular. Okay. This means that, for example, mathematics is interesting. So mathematics, even though it ends with an S, is one subject. It's just how it's called. So we don't say mathematics are interesting. Mathematics is just one subject. Or English, just like Nepali, just like Hindi, is one subject. So we will say is interesting. News is important. News is also just one thing. We are not talking about multiple different items. Politics is complicated. We are talking about one thing again. Okay. Now, titles and names. Titles of books, movies, and other work always take singular verbs because they refer to single item or concept. For example, Munna Madan is popular in Nepal. So this refers to only one movie. That's why it has an is. The Avengers is a famous movie. Again, one movie, so is. This is simple. Now, the last rule which we'll talk about is amounts. Amounts means that how much of something which is quantifiable in terms of numbers is being talked about. For example, how much money, how much distance, how much time. Okay. We use singular verbs. This is something which we have to remember, that whenever we are talking about amounts of money, we always use singular verbs, which means that 10 kilometers is far to walk. So, how many kilometers? 10. It's an amount of something which is in distance. So we use is, we don't use are. 10 kilometers is far to walk, because in a way we are talking about one unit, that these 10 kilometers, we know which 10 kilometers, we know 10 kilometers is one thing, is hard to walk. 50 rupees is enough for lunch. So we are not talking about each rupee in an individual context. We are talking about 50 rupees as one bunch, one group. That's why we use is, not are. Okay. 2 hours is enough time to finish the task. We are talking about this time as a group. We are not talking about this time separately. So that's why we use is, not are again. So, what is to remember here is whenever there is something in terms of money, in terms of distance, money means rupees or something, distance will be in terms of any kilometer, mile, or time, minutes, seconds, hours. We always use is whenever we are trying to quantify these things. Now we'll see some common mistakes in subject verb agreement. For example, the group of students are noisy. So you would think that we are talking about one group, so it should be are. But we are talking about the group as a whole. So it will be the group of students is noisy. Bread and butter are tasty. Bread and butter is tasty. As we covered earlier, we are talking about bread and butter as one dish together. Either Hari or his friends are late. Friends is coming last. So it will be are. If it was his friends or Hari, then it would have been is. Each of the boys are happy. Each of the boys is happy, because we are talking about each boy individually. The news are exciting today. The news is exciting today, because the news is one group which we are talking about. 5 kilometers, again, distance. So it will be is not far. Everyone in the class has books. Everyone in the class have books. So again, we are talking about everyone. Whenever we use each or every, we are using a singular verb. Each means that for every single person. Every also means for every single person. So we always use a singular verb. This is also something we need to remember, that whenever we have each and every being used, we will always use a singular verb, because this can be treated similar to the second verb. For example, each of the boys, we are talking about two boys. So the second boy is one boy. So we use is for him, not are. Everyone in the class, we are talking about multiple people, but the last person is one person. So we use has and not have. So just for has and have, has is the singular form of the word, as you all would know, and have is the plural form of the word. Again, as you all would know, there are some confusion in how to use them, but that will also be clarified when we kind of do exercise questions. So I will pause here to take any questions on any subject, any concept that is there. Otherwise, we can move on to the interactive exercise questions where we will understand how to use these rules better. So, any questions so far?
कसैले केही डाउट छ भने नेपालीमा पनि सोद्धा हुन्छ है म छु यहाँ इङ्ग्लिसमा त्यो गरिदिनको लागि हेल्प आउट गरिदिनलाई त्यो गाह्रो भइरहेछ भने नेपालीमा पनि क्वेसन गर्दा हुन्छ है
छैन
सो अहिलेसम्म केही डाउट छ कतै
छैन सर
ओके ग्रेट I think Arjit everyone is clear till here we can proceed ahead to our the most interesting part this question part so the last time how we did right the same way we'll go ahead with this exercises. So we'll ask the question and then they will provide the correct option in the chat box and then we'll verify and then we'll announce the winner for the maximum question they have answered.
Sure.
So let's begin. We'll have a random questions
So
from
we
you.
will go in random order as Bishal said, and we will ask everyone to answer in chat once we read out the question. Okay.
Yes.
So now the first question which we will ask is 33, sorry, 33. Bread and jam dash good. So the verb is taste. So you have to use either taste or tastes with an S. So please answer this.
Tests.
You have to write the question number and then the answer. Like last time we did, right? I had already given a sample. Please check my comment. You have to write. Yes, correct. So I think Samrat had given the correct way. So you have to write the question number and then the answer. Okay.
So the correct answer is tastes. So who has given the first tastes answer?
One sec. So Asta had given, I guess, the correct answer. So the
Okay.
bread and the jam tastes, right, Archit?
Yes, tastes with an S.
Okay. Okay, Asta is the correct one. Okay.
So
Okay,
very good, Asta.
congratulations,
So
Asta, for yeah. Okay. Move ahead.
so now you know the pattern. You have to write the question number and the answer. So the answer is tastes with an S because of the reason that the answer is tastes with an S because we are talking about bread and jam as one dish, just like we did for bread and butter. Okay. Now, the second question which we are going to talk about is yes, is there any question? Okay.
For
So
answering,
this
guys, please mute, okay? And if you have a background noise, then yeah, proceed ahead.
okay, the second question which we are going to talk about is 21. My family dash in Kathmandu. Live or lives?
Live.
So the correct answer is lives with an S. So I think Vaibhav has given the first correct answer, if I'm not wrong.
No, one second. Yeah, Babu and Anushka both are given on the same time. Okay. Uh, we'll consider both together as the correct one then.
Okay.
Babu
So
and
the
Anushka.
correct answer here is lives. Because we are talking about one family, we are not talking about each member separately. We are talking about something they are all characterized together. So we say lives, not live. Okay. Now we move on to question number 18. Hari and Ram dash to school together. So your options are go or goes, any form of go.
Radhi and Ram goods.
Type in the comment box, please. We'll consider the we will consider the answer from the chat box itself. Okay, so please
So
write
the
in the chat
correct
box.
correct answer is go because we are talking about two people, Hari and Ram. So
Mhm.
we will use the plural form of the verb.
Baba is the
Okay.
correct one. Okay.
Yes, again, this is the correct one. Now let's move on to question number 39. The crowd dash loudly. The verb to be used is cheer, some form of cheer. Now please answer this. So we have multiple different answers in this. Some people are saying cheers, some people are saying cheer. The correct answer is cheers with an S.
Again, yeah.
That is because we are talking about the crowd as one group, like the family. So that's why the family eater is one every individual. But we are talking about the whole crowd as one crowd. So we say the crowd cheers, not the crowd cheer. Okay, it is slightly confusing. But in this case, we don't know who each member of the crowd is. It's like thousands of people or hundreds of people. So we just are referring to a collective trait of theirs. That's why we say cheer. Okay. The next question is slightly tricky, and I'm not going to tell you the options for that. So the next question is question number 48. 10 minutes dash sufficient. And the verb is be. You have to use some form of be. So please answer that. We'll just wait for some more answers to come. Some people have answered will be. Some people have answered is. Okay. What do you think is correct? The correct answer here is will be.
Okay, I
The
think
reason for
yeah.
that is that we are talking about something, quantity of time. Okay. Now, unit of time, what is our rule? It will be singular. It will always be singular. That is clear. Now, we cannot use a plural verb like would be. We will use will be. But why will we use will be and we will not use is? Because it's already given that be has to be used, we will use some form of be. Is not a form of be. Is wrong? No. 10 minutes is sufficient is a correct sentence. But is not a form of be. The question here was what form of be will go in the sentence? Will be or would be? So will be is singular, would be is plural. Okay. So we use the singular form of the verb, which is will be. This was slightly complicated, but very good to everybody who got it correctly. So I think again, I think Vaibhav got it correct first. Again.
Correct, correct, yeah.
Okay. Now we go to a easier question. Question number 26. Neither of the boys dash the answer. No, some form of no. So some people have said no, some people are saying no's. So the correct answer is no's. I'll come to that later, but I think Samrat has given the first correct answer. Is that right, Bishal?
Yes, yes, correct. Yeah, Samrat.
The reason why it will be no's is that we are talking about again either of the boys, neither of the boys, each of the boys, none of the boys, neither of the boys. We are talking about each boy as singular unit. So suppose I said neither Archit nor Bishal nor Samrat knows the answer. So there are three people. So we will talk about the last person in the end. So it's one person. So we will say knows. Here also we are just not taking names, but we are talking about each of them individually. That's why the answer will be knows, not knows. Think of it as just individual items being named one after the other. That's why whenever there's anything like each, every, neither, nor, it will always be the singular form of the word. Whenever there is something like each, every, neither, nor, it will be the singular form of the word. Okay. So this is an important rule which we should remember. Now we'll do a similar question to our previous question before that. This 2 hours dash enough time. The verb is be. Please answer this. 28. So now here some people have answered is, some people have answered will be. The correct answer here is actually can be anything. Both is and will be.
Okay, the first answer I think Weber and will be Anushka. I will consider both. The Asal also had given, but Asal, you follow the question number pattern. You have to write the question number also. So this is the first time I'll consider you, okay? But going forward, you just write the question number and then its correct answer, okay? So I'll consider Vaibhav, Achal, and Anushka, all three.
If we are talking about present tense, and we can say is. If we are talking about future tense, we will say will be. Okay. The next question is question number 29. Again, we are talking about B. That's why I'm trying to cover more and more B questions. The scissors dash sharp. What will be the answer? So the very good everybody, we are getting a lot of correct answers. The correct answer is R. We cannot go into future tense because the scissors will never be anything. What they are today. So we will have to stick to either is or are. So here we will do the scissors are sharp. Now, just to clarify, here we were talking about future tense specifically. That's why we said will be, not is or are. If we were talking about present tense, we would have said 10 minutes are sufficient or is sufficient. Okay. Here we say the scissors are sharp because we are talking about the scissors as an object. Now, all of you have already done well on a rule which was not even discussed properly. There are some objects like the scissors, even though we may refer to one scissor or more scissors, but they are will always be with R's. They will never be with is. So the correct answer is R. So I think the first correct answer is from Bebav again.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah, guys, we have to
Next,
give competition to Vaibhav. Who is the next? I think Samrat and then Anushka. Yeah, Anushka, please
yes, I
be
think
little fast and let's give a competition to Vaibhav. Okay, fine.
Vaibhav, Anushka, and Samrat are the ones doing very well right now.
Right, correct.
Next, we will again do a B. Neither he nor I dash ready. 38. This is slightly tough. So the first correct answer with the question number is from Anushka, I think.
Hmm.
So the correct answer is am.
Rahul, you have
Now,
to follow the question pattern. Okay, you are also correct, but we'll only consider who have written the question number and then the correct answer. Okay, so don't mind like we are not considering your answer. Your answer is correct, but as the rule we had set, right, we have to write the question and then the answer for it. So please follow that pattern so that we'll, we'll have the correct winner announcement. Okay. So you are
So the
correct,
reason,
but
hmm,
yeah. Yes, Archit, go ahead.
sorry, Vishal. The reason why we are using am, first of all, neither he nor I. We use the second one, which is I. Okay, I is one object. So I is ready, I will be ready, I am ready. So I cannot say about the future. So I will say am ready because it's just one object. If it was two people, me and my sister, then it would be are ready. But because it's neither, we are talking about each of them individually, which is this rule which we were talking about. Whenever something is joined by or nor, not by and matlab ki we are talking about more than one. We are adding something. For example, Bishal and Archit are friends. So we are talking about them together. We are talking about both Bishal and Archit. But we say Bishal or Archit will teach. One of us will teach. So we talk about only the last person, which is Archit. So it will be will teach, not would teach. Okay, so it will be is, not are. If it's joined by or nor. If it's joined by and, then it will be a plural verb. Okay. Now the next question is question number 1, which is very easy. Ram dash football every day. The verb is play. The correct answer is plays.
Yeah, again, Anushka, great job, Anushka. Now we have a more closer competition now. Yeah, Anushka, 4 and
Now,
Baba
very good,
6.
Anushka. This was an easy question, self-explanatory. So very good again. Now we come to question number 6, another B form. The problem with B is we don't know whether it will be singular or whether it will be, sorry, past tense, present tense, or future tense. So the question is mathematics dash my favorite subject. Will it be is, will it be would be, will it be are? These are the four options.
Many had started answering before we complete the question. I'll not consider that, okay? So I think Anushka again started with the right timing. So let's see what is the correct answer. Then we'll finalize the first correct answer.
The correct answer is.
Okay.
The reason for that is that again, we cannot be saying that what subject will be my favorite subject. We have to know today. So it will be is, not will be.
Okay. And starting from Angel actually had given the correct one is, and then followed by is. Other also have given the correct answer, but we'll consider from Angel. Okay.
Now
Okay.
we are doing another similar question. Question number 8. Some of the apples dash rotten. So here also we are getting multiple answers. So here there can be two answers actually. It can be either R, which is the first correct and more first obvious correct answer, but we can also say were, as if we are referring to something in the past. So anybody who has given are or were, we can give it to them.
Yeah, correct. So the first answer given by Babab again. I will consider Babab. Many had given where also. Nabin, Himansu, and then Shubham also. Yeah.
So both will be correct. We
Yeah,
will not
okay.
say will be because we don't know which apples will rot. It's not very wrong, but it's still slightly weird to say some of the apples will be rotten. So the more correct forms will be are and were. Okay. Now, the next question which we come to is question number 30. The army dash forward. The verb is march. Please answer. We are getting some answers. The correct answer, actually, all of you are giving the correct answer, but you are making a spelling mistake. The correct answer is marches. The plural word form of march is not march, it's marches forward. So whoever has given, because we are talking about the army, which is plural, we all of them are doing marching, so we will say marches. So who all have given marches with an E will be correct.
Again, Baba.
So yes, again, Bebhav is the first correct answer. Very good, Bebhav. Now, let's go to question number 36. Every student dash a book. Have or has? I think Samrat has given the first correct answer this time. It will be has, not have.
Okay, great.
The reason for that is that we are again talking about every. What rule which we talked about? Every, each, either, neither, nor. We talk about makes the subject singular. Again, please remember everyone, whenever we talk in terms of every student, each student, neither of the students, nor Archit, neither Archit nor Bishal, we are talking about singular objects. We will never use a plural form of the verb. So we will use has, not have. Okay. So we will use every student has a book. So that is the correct answer. Now the next question which we will look at is question number 50. Neither the teachers nor the principal dash agree is the verb which is being used. What is the correct answer? So this again we are getting different answers. So Vaibhav is saying agree. Sangram is saying agree. Some people are saying agrees. Anchal, for example, is saying agrees. So the correct answer here will be agrees. Reason again, neither is being used. That makes it singular. Whenever it makes it singular and it ends with principle, which is also singular, we will use the singular form of the word agrees, not agree. So whoever said agrees first will be the correct answer.
But again, the questions number has missed from answer. So again, we'll not consider. Okay. So again, I think Anushka had followed the proper pattern. Again, we'll consider Anushka. Okay.
So Anushka will be the correct answer here. First correct answer.
First correct. Yeah.
The next question is question number 42. My glasses dash cleaning. Need or needs? So we are getting a lot of answers. So the correct answer here will be need, because we are talking about glasses, multiple objects. Even if we call my spectacles or chashma glasses, we are talking about we are talking about it in a plural sense of way. It's never referred in a singular way. Like scissors, pair of scissors. Even if it's just one scissor, we call it a pair of scissors. That's why even if it's just one specs, we call it glasses, because there are two glasses. And even if it's normal glasses from which we drink water or we drink juice, it's multiple glasses. So that's why we will say need, which is the plural form of the word, not need. Needs. The correct answer is needs without an S.
Mm, Vaibhav, again the correct one, the first correct one.
So very good, Weber. Now we will do our last 5 questions. The next question which we will do will be question number 13. News dash quickly. Spread or spreads? Very good. As we covered, we refer to news as a singular object. So the correct answer will be spreads.
Mm, Again, Vaibhav, Vaibhav is being really great. But we have in competition Anushka, Samrat, and then yeah, Anushka, Samrat are having uh, three correct answers. So we'll provide first and second cash prize award. Okay, so RS 25 for first and RS 25 for second. So let's at least give a competition to second and third. I think Baba is already having 9 correct answer. So let's Anushka and Samrat try to give answer as soon as possible with correct answer. Okay, not the wrong answer, but try to give fast and the answer should be correct. Okay, so let's have a second at least competition, second position competition. Okay, yeah, Arjit, go ahead.
So the next question will be question number 15. Again, a B question. The Himalayas dash majestic. So I think everybody is giving the correct answer. The correct answer is R,
Okay,
plural
again,
present tense.
Baba is not allowing other to ride on top of him. Yeah, so again, yeah, Sabrat and Namaskar. You are also correct, but let's try to give answer before Baba right, okay? Yeah, Baba again.
Okay, now let's move on to the next question. The next question is question number 17. Physics dash tough for many students. Please answer.
Baba, you have completed before we complete the question, okay? You have written the answer, so I'll not consider this time. I'll start from Angel. Let's see what the correct answer is.
So the correct answer here is again is.
Okay, yeah, Angel is the correct one. I think Angel also having the 3 correct answer. Okay, now Samrat, Anushka, and Angel are having a correct answer, having 3 correct answer.
So okay, so very good, Samrat, Anushka. So the next question which we will do will be question number 10. Each of the students dash a notebook, have or has. The correct answer here is has. Again, the simple rule which we are talking about, each, every, neither, nor, makes the verb singular. Now, when the verb is singular, it will be has. Very simple.
Angel
So,
had
who has
given the
given the first correct answer?
Angel, great Angel. You have four, I think four correct uh, answer we have given till now. I think you are in the second position now. Great. Samrat and Anushka, you have to come up with the correct answer with the first correct option. Yeah, I will. Archit will have four or five more questions. Let's have
Okay.
little more competition among this second position. I think Baba already
Yes.
have the first position. Second, let's see.
Now, the next question is question number 12, which is slightly tricky. Either Ram or his friends dash going. Surprisingly, on very, I'm happy, very, very happy to say that most of you are correct. Are, again, either makes it singular. I've always been telling you. So some of you could have just simply done is. But the other rule is it's ending with friends. S. So if I said either Ram or Lakshman, then it's one object. It would have been is. But it's ending with friends, which is plural. That's why it is are. Okay. Next question is question number 16.
Archit, this time
Who is the
correct
correct first
option
correct answer?
Samrat. Okay, Samrat and Angel both have four. Okay, great.
That's very good. Next question is question number 16. 100 rupees dash enough. Please answer. Correct answer here is. Again, present tense, and we are talking about a quantity of money, time, or distance, as we learnt here, will be singular.
Correct option is it?
Yes.
Manoj had given the correct first answer. Yeah. Manoj, where were you? Oh, last time you did well. This time you are at the back. Why? Okay,
So the
fine. Yeah.
next question is 22. None of the water dash left. So here I'll give the option also is or are. So the correct answer is.
Baba had given the
None
first.
makes it singular. Water singular is.
Yeah, Baba had given the first correct answer.
Good.
We have 11 correct answer till now. So answer is having four and Samrat also four and Anushka having three. Let's have two or three more questions. Two questions.
The next question is question. I think somebody is not on mute. There's a question. Can you please ask?
Yeah, and
25. A pair of shoes dash 500 rupees. Cost or costs? Correct answer is again costs. So
costs or cost having yes. Chit,
it's S. Yes.
Anushka, okay. Anushka, Angel, and Samrat having four correct. Let's have one more question, then we'll end. Whoever will give the first correct answer, then we'll consider the second position. So let's have answer from everyone, but we'll see among these three who had given the first one, we'll consider them as the second position. So Angel, Samrat, and Anushka. So be ready to give answer as soon as possible. Okay.
So
Okay.
the last question is 44. The staff dash weekly meet, meets, or met. The correct answer is meet without an S because it's a plural. The staff, many people are there.
So Anushka goes wrong. Vaibhav is right, but will not consider him. He already have a first position. Angel also had written meets. Where is Samrat? Okay, Samrat had given meet. Okay, so we'll consider Samrat as the correct one. And many people are have written meets only, I guess. Yes, Subham also correct, but we'll consider Samrat as the second position, which is given the correct five answer. Okay, so yeah, we'll end Archit, or we'll have one or two more questions. I think already finalized for the first position uh, as a Vaibhav,
We
and then the second
can
position as
actually have one last question just to decide, just for bragging rights. Let's have
okay,
one last question.
okay,
So the last question is question number 4. Rice and curry dash delicious. The correct answer is R.
okay. So again, Samrat, yeah, six, correct. Okay. Fine. Okay, great. You guys have given a great competition, at least this for the second position. But Baba really played well. We have more than 10 questions having a correct answer, and also he had given. He was quite fast as compared to other. So well played by Baba, and then followed by Samrat, Angel, and Anushka. Other also had done well, but they had not followed the correct pattern which we had decided, right? So many of you were right. Okay, so don't think like your answer were not considered. Your answer were right, but not considered because we mentioned a rule, right? We set a rule. So going forward from the next session, in case if we are having this kind of interaction, you need to follow the question number, and then you have to close with a small bracket and then provide the correct answer. So we'll consider that, and also the answer should come once we complete the complete question, once we rate the complete question. So everyone played well, but yeah, uh, apart from all, who are the best player for the today quiz. So hats up to all the winners and also the participant who have given their best. Okay, so Archit, from your side, you want to add something?
So again, very good performance, everybody. Hope the session was helpful to you, and we will meet again soon for the next session.
Any questions from anyone? Any questions? Any suggestions? Hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll announce the winner in the group also, and also I'll collect your receiver to provide your cash prize. Okay. Anything else to add? केही छ अरूसँग केही सोध्नु पर्ने? अनम्युट गरेर बोल्दा हुन्छ नेपालीमा पनि बोल्दा हुन्छ।
No, sir.
सबैले मन पर्यो है? सेसन मन परिरहेछ? हात उठाउने एटलिस्ट रेज योर ह्यान्ड। We have a multiple hand raised. Okay, great.
So, can you once repeat the neither nor partition?
Sure. The neither nor rule is that whenever we use neither nor either or, the object becomes singular. So, for example, neither Archit nor Bishal. So, we look at what the second object is and then we decide the verb. For example, is going, is happy or are happy. So, it will always be is because the second object is Bishal, which is singular. So, it becomes is. If I say neither Archit or his friends, nor his friends. So, the second object is friends, which is plural. So, it will be are happy. So the first rule for neither nor either or is that it breaks it down into singular elements. So all you have to see is the last element. And then if this last element is singular or plural, you do singular or plural.
Vaibhav, clear boy कि
Yes, sir. Thank you.
okay, okay. Yeah, Vaibhav and Samrat, please share your photo. Okay, I think Vaibhav, yeah, Vaibhav, you have to provide your photo, and then I already have Samrat. Okay, Archie, so we'll end the call and we'll see in the next session.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.